Hello everyone. Myself Rajiv Kumar. I'm a professor at IMT College of Pharmacy, Greater Noida. I used to take the lectures on human anatomy and physiology. Students, today we'll discuss the topic that is nucleus. That nucleus is the main organelle. It's a centrally located organelle which is a part of cell. So before understanding the nucleus, so you should be well aware about what exactly a cell is and what exactly the major component of the cell. Let us see the diagram of the cell. As we are seeing, that is the that is a diagram of a cell. So cell is a main structural and functional unit of the organism. So as we know, the cell is the main structural and functional unit of the organism. So cell the major in order to understand the anatomy of a cell, so we divide the cell in three major components. That is plasma membrane, so which cover the whole outermost layer of the cell, that is the outermost covering of the cell, and which do the partition between the extracellular region and intracellular region. So that is the outermost covering of the cell, that is known as plasma membrane. Second major component of cell is cytoplasm. So that is all the structures which is located within the cell except nucleus, that is known as cytoplasm. So cytoplasm consists of two components. One is cytosol and another is organelle. So all the structures which is within the cell, that is considered as an organelle, like Golgi complex, rough endoplasmic reticulum, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, centrosomes. So these were the structures which is present within a cell. So that these structures are known as organelles, and all the fluid portion which surrounds these organelles, that is known as cytosol, and both are unite together to form a cytoplasm. And third component is nucleus. So cell is consist of three major component of the means three major components, that is plasma membrane, second is cytoplasm, and third one is nucleus. So today we will discuss about the nucleus. So nucleus is the main centrally located oval shaped organelle. It's the largest organelle of a cell, which generally have all the genetic material present in the cell. So nucleus they have an oval shape. So the outermost covering is known as of the nucleus is known as nuclear membrane, which is having a similar composition to the plasma membrane. As we have discussed, those are compositions by which the plasma membrane is made up of. So they have a nucleus membrane is also having the similar composition, right? So let us see the diagram of a nucleus. So nucleus is consists of outermost covering, that is known as nuclear membrane, and we can also say it as a nuclear envelope. So nuclear envelope or nuclear membrane have a similar composition like a plasma membrane. So these nuclear membrane they possess the tiny pores, small pores they possess. These pores are known as nuclear pores. What they do, these nuclear pores do, that they restrict the movement between the cytoplasm and inside the nucleus. So they restrict the movement of the component between the nucleus and the cytoplasm. So they selectively allow the components which for the movement between the cytoplasm and the nucleus. So the nucleus is covered with this nuclear membrane, and these nuclear membrane possess these tiny pores, that is known as nuclear pores. Apart from that, if we are looking at this diagram, we just see they all nucleus itself also possessing the other spherical shaped structures which is not membrane bound. These spherical shaped structure is known as nucleolus, and they may be more than one or more nucleus present in the nucleus, that is known as nuclei. So nucleolus is a singular term, and if it, and nuclei is a plural. fluidal in nature, right? So that is the main difference between the nucleus and nucleoli. So they that nucleus is generally possess the whole the genetic material in the cell. So these genetic material generally direct the all the activity of the cell. Generally, these genetic material direct the whole activity of the cell. They possess the DNA, RNA, proteins. So these nucleus consist of actually this nucleus is simply a cluster. It's a cluster of DNA, RNA, proteins. So these they are the clusters to form that other spherical shape structure that is known as nucleus, right? So these nucleus participate in the formation of ribosomal subunits. The ribosomal subunits are individually synthesized by this nucleus, and they release that individual subunit, ribosomal subunit, from the nuclear membrane. Uh, After releasing these ribosomal subunits, these subunits are unite together in a cytoplasmic region, and they form the ribosome. And ribosomes is the main site of protein synthesis. So let us see the theory part of the that nucleus. So nucleus is a spherical and oval-shaped structure of the cell, and each and every cell possesses the nucleus, and one exception is there. That exception is that except mature red blood cells does not have a nucleus. That is one exception. So all the cells in an organism, they possess the eukaryotic organism, they possess the nucleus except mature red blood cells. At that, what exactly happen is at the time of maturity of red blood cells, they they eject the nucleus from the cell, and that is and that cell is does not mature red blood cells does not possess the nucleus in it, right? So nucleus is the largest organelle of the cell that we consider. We consider nucleus as a largest organelle of the cell, which which covered with the nuclear envelope, which it is having the tiny pores, small pores they have, so which we have already discussed in that diagram. So that is known as nuclear pores, through which some substance can pass easily between the cytoplasm and the nucleus. So these pores help for the movement and restrict the movement of the component between the cytoplasm and the nucleus. So these nucleus will control the movement of substance between the nucleus and cytoplasm. Secondly, inside the nucleus, one or more spherical shaped structures that is known as nucleoli. As a singular form, it is considered as a nucleolus. In this diagram, we just see that is the another spherical shaped structure which is exactly located in the nucleus. That spherical shaped structure is known as nucleolus in a singular form, and multiple number of nucleus present in the nucleolus present in the nucleus, that is known as nucleoli, right? So number of nucleoli is simply depend upon the activity of the cell. So more the cell is active, if they synthesize more protein, just like a muscle cells, kidney cells, liver cells, they synthesize more protein compared to other body cells. So they possess more number of nucleoli, means more number of nucleoli within the nucleus, because they participate in protein synthesis. More they they synthesize more protein compared to the other cells of the body. So therefore they have more number of nucleus in the nucleus, right? So that is the main function of the nucleoli. They generally synthesize the ribosomal subunits. These ribosomal subunits are synthesized in the nucleus, and after getting synthesized, they release from the nucleus and they release into the cytoplasm, and in cytoplasm they unite together to form a ribosome, right? These ribosomal subunits individually exit from the nucleus, and these ribosomal subunits are synthesized by the nucleus, right? Each nucleus is simply a cluster of proteins, as we have discussed, proteins, DNA, and it is not enclosed by the membrane, similar to the nuclear envelope. So this is not enclosed by the membrane. That is the point to be considered. These nucleus this nucleus does not have a membrane outside. So it is not a membrane bound structure similar to the it is not similar to the nucleus. So nucleus is a membrane bound structure. Outermost portion of the nucleus is covered by the nuclear envelope, but this is the cluster of protein. This is a cluster of protein, DNA, and RNA, and it is not a membrane bound structure. The outermost layer is not covered by any membrane, right? So they synthesize the ribosomal subunit. So nuclei are the site of synthesis of ribosomal RNA. Assembly of these ribosomal RNA and proteins, they form the ribosomal subunits. So nuclei are more in cells that synthesize more number of proteins. Those cells which synthesize more number of proteins, so they have more number of nuclei in the nucleus, right? So just examples were muscle cells, liver cells, kidney. These cells synthesize more protein compared to other body cells. So therefore, they have more number of nuclei within the nucleus. So nucleus contain the body genetic material, as we had discussed. So nucleus is containing the whole body genetic material. So which directs the activity of the cell. Means in order to run the whole the metabolic reactions within the cell, so they need the direction. So that direction is given by that particular genetic material which is exactly present in the nucleus. So that nucleus directs the whole activity of the cell, right? So that nucleus, that genetic material, that is made up of DNA, protein like histone proteins. That histone proteins coil together to form a fine network of threads called chromatin. That chromatin condense to form a chromatin fiber. So let us see the diagram of the whole how that genetic material is exactly organized in the nucleus. So this diagram gives you the brief about the assembly of that genetic material exactly which is located in the nucleus. So that is a double strand DNA structure. But that double strand DNA structure replicate at the time of cell division. When at the time of initiation of cell division, they duplicate the whole genetic material within the nucleus. So DNA is coiled. It's coiled two times on that. That is the bead formed by the histone protein. These were the histone proteins. Approximate around 8 histone proteins forms a single bead-shaped structure on which two times coiling of a DNA. Right. So that single coiling coiling of the DNA, two times coiling of a DNA on a group of these 8 histone proteins. So that assembly is known as nucleosome. That single unit is known as nucleosome. These nucleosomes attach with each other with a DNA and form a thread-like structure. That thread-like structure is known as chromatin. That thread-like structure is known as chromatin. So this chromatin are assembled together to form a means condensed together to form a chromatin fiber. So within the nucleus, generally when the cell is not going for the cell division process, so at that time this chromatin fiber is spread throughout the nucleus region. But at the time of cell division, that chromatin fiber condensed to form a chromosome. That chromosome, right? So at the time of cell division, the whole thread is condensed together to form that chromosome. Means somatic body cells, they have the 46 number of chromosomes. Each are inherited from the each parent. 23 from father, 23 from mother, right? So that chromatin fiber condensed to form chromatin is condensed to form a chromatin fiber. Further condensation, they for further condensation, it condense together to form a chromatid. after after the formation of chromatid, they join together. These chromatids join together at the central region that is known as centromere and form the chromosome. So how this is the representation, the how the this whole genetic material is organized within the cell. So next is gene. What is gene? So gene is the main functional unit of the chromosome. Is the functional unit of a chromosome. Each and specific gene is direct the particular activity, right? So suppose they have we have that region that chromatin region means associate together to form a particular gene, and they have a particular activity. So that particular functional activity, so that is done by the particular gene. So gene directs the particular function of particular activity. They direct the particular activity, right? So that functional unit of this genetic material is known as gene, right? So let us see the theory. The nucleus contains the body genetic material which directs the activity of the cell, and this genetic material is built from the DNA that we have seen in the diagram. So DNA is coiled on the 2 times coiling of a group of histone proteins, that 8 histone proteins associate together to form a single bead on which 2 times coiling of a DNA exists, that form a nucleosome. That 2 times, that is the nucleosome. Then further nucleosomes are associated together to form a chromatin, and chromatin is condensed together to form a chromatin fiber. So chromatin resembles like a tiny strings of beads. So during the cell division, these chromatin replicate and become more tightly coiled structure that is known as chromosome. So at the time of cell division, whole chromatin fiber which is spread throughout the nucleus, they condense to form a chromosome, right? So that function. Next is gene. The function subunits of a chromosome which directs the particular activity, that is known as gene, which controls the cellular structure and direct the cellular activity of the cell, right? So human somatic body cells have 46 number of chromosomes. Each are inherited, since we have already discussed, each are inherited from the each parent, 23 from father and 23 from mother. So students, so today we had discussed the brief introduction of the nucleus, right? So we will further come with a new topic in future. So thank you very much for today.